What's up, everybody? It's the HorrorDeconstruction. You can find us on Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, as well as Instagram with your host, Comp, and
Finley Ortega.
Today's film is...
Would You Rather, what is this, 2012.
Would You Rather, 2012. Desperate to help her ailing brother, a young woman unknowingly agrees to compete in a deadly game of Would You Rather hosted by a sadistic aristocrat.
Oh, shit.
Directed by David Guy Levy! Written by Stefan Schlausterhaufen. Starring Brittany Snow, June Squibb, Jeffrey Combs, as well as Lawrence Gillett Jr., Johnny Coyne, and Sasha Grey, John Hurd, Charlie Hoffheimer, as well as
the dad from Home Alone. One of them.
Yes. I bet he wished he hadn't left Kevin home that night. That joke makes no sense. So, why did you pick Would You Rather?
I have seen the cover art for this forever, and I actually didn't even know Jeffrey Combs was in it, and then as soon as I did, it was like, oh, we have to watch this, because Jeffrey Combs is awesome.
It's weird. I remember seeing there was an actual advertisement campaign for this movie. A lot of it, since it's so weird that it was in 2012. It almost feels like it was like a couple, it's a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not really into it. Hold on.
Someone's dying. His Would You Rather involved swallowing poison.
So, this film, I saw the posters for it. It's like the main interesting poster is the one with the eyeball with the razor blade in front of it.
It looks scary.
And it was like, I don't know, because I'm not really into torture movies. Saw 1 was great because it became like an action film at the end. But I'm not really into watching people getting tortured.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I just realized I was talking away from the microphone, so you can barely hear me in this episode. I'm like so casual.
Okay.
I remember seeing that poster, and it still drives me nuts that the finger is too small for the eyeball, if you look at the poster closely. And then obviously the one with the Brittany Snow in the middle of a table.
Well, there's one that looks like a fork and a knife with a shattered plate.
Yeah. So, I mean, they had an actual, healthy campaign for this movie. So,
do you think that there was do you think there was a Sasha Grey edition where it's just like a close-up of her tits?
So you're aware of Sasha Grey's work then, right?
I mean, I would never watch it because I respect women way too much to ever participate in their degradation in such a way, but I have heard of her from the church. Okay,
so talk for a few minutes about the cast of this movie while I send you something on WhatsApp. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. We got Brittany Snow, who I actually didn't know. Jeffrey Combs is, of course, Reanimator and From Beyond. And is he in From Beyond? He's in a bunch of shit. He's one of these horror movie iconic people. That's
fabulous. I was completely listening to everything you were saying. So
he's in The Guyver.
This movie has Brittany Snow, who was
How could he cut me off in such a way?
Brittany Snow, I think, was supposed to be a huge thing. I don't know why she didn't sort of, get bigger than she was supposed to be. On NBC, there was a short-lived show about the 1950s called American Dreams, but people forget that nobody gives a shit about the 1950s now, I guess. In the 1970s, people cared about the 50s because they were the people aging into that age, that remembered it. Sort of I'm sure in 5 or so years there'll be plenty of 1990s shows.
Okay, can I just say, this link you sent me, what is with these ads of cartoon animation porn?
I'm showing you the greatest acting of Sasha Grey. Do you see that?
I'm watching it.
It's pretty good, right?
It's very good.
All right, so Sasha Grey is one of the worst actors in the history of cinema, but she's in this movie, so that's you watch and go, man, she's bad, and then you remember all her previous work, and you're like, you know what? She did good work. Anyway.
Yeah, no, she does a good job.
So tell us the basic storyline of this movie.
It's the game Would You Rather, where you have to choose between two horrible options. And in return, you will get lots of money from this rich asshole who will take care of you, and everyone else will die. But
so do
they all die, though? It's potentially they could be, incapacitated and can't play, but that doesn't mean they die, does it? Or do they automatically get killed? Is that the thing?
I think they get killed just because they're part of this.
So the guy who was whipped, Travis.
Yeah, because they hid the line. oh, he's only got a few hours to a day left. I thought he was gonna come back at the end and shoot everybody.
Yeah, but
like
what
the
if he?
Marnie guy.
Let's just hypothetically say he survived. Would they kill him just so he could?
I'm sure they would. I mean,
Okay.
listen, the guy, the CIA, what was it, the MI5 guy?
Yeah.
Or MI6 guy, he was obviously going to kill him. They were ready to kill anybody for doing anything weird, so, I mean, I'm sure they were going to kill him anyway, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever. This isn't a happy movie. This, like, not necessarily
No, it's
all
a
horror
very,
movies
it's
are
a very
happy.
depressing movie.
It's a very depressing film because I wanted it to sort of become like Hostel, where people will get their comeuppance.
Like a revenge flick, but there's really
it's
very
not.
little
Everybody
revenge.
sort of gets away with it. At the
Even
end.
that fucking little asshole kid. I mean, yeah, he gets stabbed, but like he doesn't.
That
like,
I was
die.
very surprised. The Robin Lord Taylor, he plays Julian in the show. He's actually from this series called Gotham, and he plays the Penguin.
Yeah.
And he's like this. He's like Penguin with like
He's a
questionable-
sniveling little asshole. He reminded me of Gareth from the UK Office.
He plays that, but 100% even more in the Gotham show. But he's actually like he's not likable, but he's enjoyable on the show.
Well, he's basically
He's
like
actually-
a mafia guy in that show, right?
Yeah, everybody's like because they don't have the money to have many special effects. Gotham is not a bad show. It's not a bad show. I stopped watching it this
I've
season,
heard
so I
really
gotta get back
positive
into
things
it.
about it. Like,
But yeah, he's actually gay in real life. Robin Lord Taylor, so he actually played a convincing heterosexual man in this film.
okay, he's such an asshole in it.
You know who he used to fuck with Billy on the Street.
I don't.
That was his longtime boyfriend. That is, if you've never seen Billy on the Street, it is the greatest asshole show ever made, ever. It's just this
Okay.
guy, like Billy. I
I've
forget
heard
his
of
name.
it.
Billy Eichner, I think is his name. He's
Okay.
just like the super over the top, flamboyant gay guy with a real bitchy attitude, and he asks people questions, but it's I think it was on IFC or it's on True TV now.
Mm-hmm.
It's the single funniest fucking show I've ever seen. It's just never not funny. It's
Okay.
just great. You
I'll
just have to
check
watch
it
it
out.
because he's such a bitch to people. It's the greatest thing
That
ever.
is
Anyway,
funny.
going back to this film, so Robin Lord Taylor plays the asshole son Julian. The father is played by Jeffrey Combs, playing Shepard Lambrick. I like that name, Lambrick.
I did.
And they offer Iris via her doctor. I guess it was her. I forget what kind of doctor he was. He was just he's a guy from.
He was the cancer doctor, for the brother.
Lawrence Gilliard Jr. He was in Dr. Barton. I didn't know what kind of job. I think he was an oncologist. I forget
Yeah.
what that is. Is that for the vaginas or no?
No, that's a gynecologist.
Oh, what's a gyna? Get it? All right. Anyway, Lawrence Gilliard Jr. He was obviously in one of the greatest shows of all time. He was in the first and I believe second season of. Was he in it? Unless I'm being racist and
What?
thinking of one black man as another. Was he on the? Yes, he was on The Wire. He was D'Angelo Barksdale. He was Public Enemy #1 in that series, and he was awesome
Okay.
in the show. And just
He was
watch
also in
shows
The
on
Walking
Wire.
Dead as Bob Stuckey.
Yes, he got killed too because they don't allow, remember, more than one black person. If
That's
they're
true.
from the same, if they're different sexual.
Well, they could have Michonne on there, but
Yes,
because she's
Michonne
like
is one of the
Terminator.
is one of the chosen ones, so she can't get killed. Anyway, so this film we deal with Iris because she has a very sick brother. It's not necessarily shown what he has. I assume he has some sort of.
He has bone
tumors or
cancer.
something. He has
Bone
bone cancer.
Yeah.
As opposed to boner cancer. That's not funny. Cancer's not funny.
You classless.
And I remember spoiling this movie before I saw it, just because I wanted to see what the ending
He
was. I always
loves
done
doing
before.
that, everyone.
I did
He
that years
loves-
ago. I was like, let me see what the big deal is, and I saw the part where, spoilers, everybody, turn off the episode if you haven't heard it. Sasha Grey gets drowned, and then I just saw it from there, and I was like, oh, okay. And
Honestly,
then
I was hoping she'd get a little worse than that.
Yes, because she's a bastard. Completely forgot about it, besides the drowning and the brother killing himself at the end. I was like, yeah, that's about right. Like, I figured that would be the ending. Because if somebody who does this for, like, money, they always have to find a way to fuck you.
See, now is 2
over.
minutes really, like, an undoable amount of time? Like, is that
I don't
really
know. I
unrealistic?
could have sworn, like, the most I've ever done is, like, 1 minute and 13 seconds underwater.
I've held my breath. I've never held my breath underwater for that long, but I've held
But that's
my breath.
different because you had a
pinching
woman
my nose.
choking you for
I've
it.
pinched my nose and my mouth to see how long I could do it, and I've done.
They
like
say
that.
you're supposed to actually breathe out when you get into the water.
Well, that's what she did. She screamed at the end. Remember?
I know, but they say when you actually go underwater, you should breathe out, because then if you keep the oxygen in your lungs, it actually makes it worse.
Yeah.
So as soon as you breathe it out, you're able to sort of hold on more underwater. Hey, don't listen to me. If that should actually happen,
Don't depend your life
Don't
on this
follow me
advice. This
on
is
this
not.
podcast.
Do not try this at home.
Anyway, so Iris obviously takes the deal. Why she didn't tell her brother? She could have been,
Right.
listen, I might be in part of a situation where I might be able to win some money
didn't want to get
and
his hopes
save your
up.
life. Well, I guess that could be the case, but you know what? I would say anything. You know what I mean? If they,
Yeah.
I would say, listen, I know it's gonna be terrible, but I have an opportunity that I might do it. If it might not work out, whatever, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I could see, like, even if I hadn't seen that ending, I would have seen the opening and I'd be like, this guy's dead. Like, something's gonna happen.
Honestly,
like,
I didn't expect that at all at the end.
And
that was just depressing as fuck. There was no happy ending, and that stupid asshole got away with it. And his son is still alive.
Oh yeah. So they gotta.
I wish he had at least castrated the son or something.
They go to Shepard Lamdrick's house, and essentially they set up the game. They have the guy from Animal House. Who'd you say, the father from what movie was he in?
He's in Home Alone.
Home Alone. John Hurd. Wasn't he arrested recently for like drug problems or something? Conway.
Anyway, no, he's dead. He's dead.
This actor's dead? Oh, that's right. I'm mistaking him for the other guy from Animal House. Never mind. Yeah, this guy just passed away.
Yeah.
Oops. Sorry. I didn't mean
it's
to
okay. It's okay.
Dead. Maybe he did not get in trouble for drugs. Anyway, so...
Spread the rumor, everyone. John Hurt is a horrible drug addict.
So, but remember, there's an actor called John Hurt, who's a great actor, who also passed away. He was fucking awesome. This guy was...
Yeah, he was. He was a great doctor in Doctor Who.
And so, there in this house, there's a multitude of characters. There's an older woman who's in a wheelchair who's paralyzed, which always makes me feel sad for characters.
And she's so naive.
She's like Mrs. Claus, like Santa Claus's wife.
She's just so naive. I recognize her like so bad too. I'm not sure.
Oh, I can feel. She was like that. There's also the guy from Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
I've never watched that show. I always hear about that. It's on Netflix.
I've seen it. I recognize him even though I've never seen the show.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask if he's also more famously from well, to me more famously, he was in Hobo with a Shotgun. He gets decapitated via
is he in that?
Chain around his neck. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I've seen that movie.
He's the guy that's in the sewer. Remember they tie his head to a sewer.
Is he like the brother of the guy or something?
No, he's the guy who's the
but doesn't it guy? It starts off that he kills one of his own family members or something, I think. Whatever.
Okay, listen. In Hobo with a Shotgun, it's going to drive me nuts. He is the guy who is inside of an open sewer hole.
Yeah,
and they put
with his head popping out.
Decapitate him.
Yeah.
Right, he's the guy. He's the gambler in this film. Anyway, okay. So there's also Sasha Grey, who's a complete witch, but apparently her husband had drowned her kid. But they try to make humanize.
So it's ironic how she dies.
Yeah. There's also this nice guy, sort of a nice milquetoast guy, was supposed to root for. It's funny how the two moral people sort of survived up till the end.
Yeah.
But then,
you got a few moral people. You got the guy Cal.
The army guy, right? The army guy.
The army guy. I mean, he took all these whippings.
Yeah, you know what? The only amoral person is Sasha Grey. There we go.
Yeah.
Anyway, so and then also we have that's they round out Iris, and so we go through a series of more and more sort of death-defying, not defying, but death-inducing.
See, he could have cheated. Like when he sliced his eye, he could have sliced the eyelid.
Oh yeah, I would have done it above because they didn't necessarily check.
Yeah, he didn't check.
Very good, very good.
I'd scream no matter what. Anyway,
Oh yeah, I'd cry like a bitch if I had to cut. Because then you see how his eye looks, how it's like puffed out. Oh,
yeah, it's horrible.
So gross. Anyway, I mean. It's an enjoyable film, but it's not enjoyable in a fun way. It's more enjoyable where it's actually really well done.
It's like a funny games type of vibe to me.
I could not stand funny games because it is very much.
I love
funny games.
It is Why don't you like it?
No, funny games just makes me super depressed. Like that movie just made me like.
That's exactly how this movie made me feel.
That way too, but at least this one, to me, it wasn't as dark as funny games. I don't know how to explain it because these people chose to be in the game.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Funny games, they were sort of just set upon, and that was it for them. They were fucked. And these people did it too, but they weren't.
This one's more depressing because it's like rich people doing it to these poor people, and it's like, they're like, not only are they torturing them, but they're like exploiting them with the hope of money because our world is so fucked up that this is how it has to be. Like, I'm surprised it's not like that. I'm surprised there's not game shows like in Running Man or something yet.
So I mean, they wipe out people pretty quick. Like the John Hurd guy gets shot for trying to leave.
He's John Hurd.
Is it? That's what I said, John Hurd.
Oh, I think John Hurd. Okay.
I mean, the deaths. Like I was actually expecting more of brutal deaths for characters like the gambler guy. they're sort of realistic sort of deaths, which is even more disturbing.
Yeah.
Like the older lady getting stabbed in the thigh.
I didn't expect. Yeah, and she just kind of dies. That was
because the other girl, like when Sasha Grey stabbed Brittany Snow, she just stabbed her like in the side. So I guess she got like more fat than the actual like guts. Because I mean, you could stab somebody in the leg and just like the skin.
Yeah, but realistically, Iris probably would have not been functioning so well. I mean, look, I hurt my neck the other day lifting something, and I've been a bitch about it all week, like walking around like an old hobbled man. So if I got stabbed, I don't think I'd be functioning very well.
So follow Danny's advice. Don't try to suck your own dick. So, I mean, the violence in this is pretty good, but it's not super graphic. Yeah. But I think it's more implied, which makes it sort of more grotesque.
No, it's more psychological. It's psychological.
Right.
And fucking Jeffrey Combs is amazing in this.
He's great in this. He's fun. I really hated that bald fucking butler, which made him more enjoyable. He's a very good actor, yeah. What was his name? Devins?
Bevins.
Oh, Bevins. Yeah. Johnny Coyne. He's a good actor. Everybody's a very good actor. Well, wait a minute. Sasha Grey's a horrible actor. Everybody else is a great actor besides
She
Sasha
is,
Grey.
but, like, she's fine for this. Like, it's not bad.
Yes. They only shot her from the waist up. Very disturbing. That was a true horror.
Imagine when she's bent over the barrel, they do, like, close-ups.
I do not accept this.
I would never. No. I would never.
Hey, by the way, did you know? And here's something really funny. Do you know how the Predator movie is coming out? And one of the actresses, Olivia Munn, is in it, and she found out one of the actors in the film was a convicted child fucker. Like he fucked a 14-year-old girl, and Shane Black was all right with putting him in the movie because he's trying to help his friend out. So they erased the character from the movie now. I was laughing because, like, imagine if Olivia Munn found out that the guy who played the Predator was the molester, so you just see the Predator blurred out through the whole film.
Shane Black is a pedophile?
No, the guy, one of the actors Shane Black hired, who was his friend. Shane is one of the greatest writers. You might like this news because he wrote Iron Man 3 and directed it. But he's one of the greatest.
Really?
He did the Nice Guys, and I am waiting to see the Predator. It's going to be fucking awesome. And
Shane, is it going to be awesome? Because Predators was terrible.
Terrible movie, awful movie. Predator
shit! Okay, Shane Black wrote The Last Boy Scout, which I fucking love.
Yes, Shane Black
and Lethal Weapon. Oh my god! Okay,
and watch Nice Guys. This motherfucker is a genius writer. He's the last guy that can write a movie like.
Wait, but he wrote Iron Man 3, which is like I guess.
Well, what do you know? Maybe Marvel was like. Okay. Anyway, back to the film. What did you think of the scope of it? Did you like it? Did you think it?
Yeah, it was really well. It's not like a mind-blowing film, but it's for what it is. It's fucking fun. It's
a very tense film. It keeps its intensity. I did enjoy the characters' interactions. They didn't really try to force a love story between Iris and the other guy, the main guy.
Yeah.
It was more realistic, like they were trying to get out, they were trying to be moral, and it was believable because she just met this guy, and she felt nervous about killing him at the end, but she did it, because you know what?
Her brother was
If you had somebody back at home, her brother was dying, she's gonna do it. That's what she was here for. So I did not blame her. I didn't necessarily like her more for that, but I didn't blame her for it. Did you think they would have let him go to live at the end, or no?
I was expecting her to probably kill him, and then, but I did not expect her brother to fucking off himself.
Yeah, I like that whole sub story with the doctor coming around with a gun trying to kill anybody instead of calling the fucking
cops. And he got
cops.
Killed so quick.
Yeah, because once you see a guy standing in a wide
yeah, but you can't call the cops on someone like this. This guy owns the fucking cops.
When you see a person in a wide shot saying, "Okay, we got to get out of here," they're gonna be dead. That's it. It's over. For
I remember I did an unnamed billionaire's event once. I won't.
Michael Jackson.
And they had the cops valeting the guests, and they had
way.
No, they did. They had the cops directing the traffic in and out of the house.
That's great.
Fucking, they had the post office as their parking lot. Like, it was. They owned the town. Like, there were streets named after these people. Like, it was disgusting. So in a situation like that, you got this guy who Shepard Lambrick. He probably fucking pays the salary of the cops. Like,
that'd be great if he went up to the officer and he goes, "Excuse me, officer, may you please rub my nuts?" And the cop has to do it because then he gives him like a gold doubloon or something.
Yeah, right.
With Blackbeard's face on it or something.
He bites into it first to check that it's official.
They do it in movies. The guy bites and there's fucking chocolate inside. Anyway, I like the film. Thought it was good. It's nice to see it on Netflix. I always see it on Netflix, and I was like, I don't want to watch this shit.
Yeah.
But of course, Danny always picks a movie I never want to watch, but it came out good, so it's a good entertainment
Yeah,
film.
as always, it always comes out good when I choose the movies.
Yeah, okay. It's a depressing film, but it's enjoyable.
It's very bleak. It's very bleak.
I would actually want to see a sequel to this just because I want to see Lambic get killed, but I doubt they're going to do it.
No, I don't think it would be. I know. I knew what to expect going in, that it was going to be depressing, but I did think there was going to be like a comeuppance, and there wasn't at all. It was so sad.
No, not at all. There is no comeuppance. This is where the bad guys get away with it because they're rich. And minor comeuppance is stabbing that asshole son in the dick.
Even the fact that she thanks him at the end was like so degrading for her, and then her brother kills himself.
Well, what the hell are you gonna do? The guys are maniacs. I'd be like, yeah, okay, thanks, and got my money and leave. So what is your rating for this film?
I'm gonna give it like a solid like 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Drinking your first drink since you became an alcoholic, and then you have $50,000 and you could walk away, but you're so drunk that you don't, and instead get shot in the head to scare fear into everyone else.
I'll give this a 7 out of 10. Sasha Grey's big old ass. And with that, Danny,
Pig.
what's the final word?
Misogynist pig.